for the great reward from Allah. Another question the same way. Some of the volunteers during the day, the year, especially in this month of Ramadan, they go to prison and they go to the newcomers to Islam. Also, they bring dates and some of the food in the prison. These kind of activities, can it be under the zakah or the charity for the needy? And the one who goes to further prisons, if he wants compensation for gas and expenses, or if staying, 1 day or night or whatever, is that from the expenses of the zakah? Yes, it could be from the sake of Allah because it's part of the jihad with the word. Because the jihad could go into further than what people think. And some of this is from the part of the people that are you're trying to soften their heart to Islam. So if the person cannot be reimbursed for his time or for his expenses, gas or staying, or could be either from the zakah that's obligated or the general charity, with stressing that it has to be in goodness and to put himself just like it is the general money for the needy, as the person was taking care of the orphans. If he not need it, he should not take any. As Allah said in the Quran, and whomever is rich, let him have ta'affuf and not like take. And if he is poor, to eat in normal, not overdoing it. Another question about the meat that is developed in the labs. It's part of food that is prepared genetically. It's done in the lab. They take serum or part of it, and it is there is like some. It's a big process. They start with one cell that could be developed, and this they take this from the infant of the cows. After they they put it with different process until it becomes like a hamburger. It will looks like the burger, and to taste close to the normal meat. So what about this meat or this food that is produced in the lab? Of course, this has to do with the ingredients. What are those ingredients? And the process itself. It needs several conditions. The one that you use, the first one, from an animal that is slaughtered in a right way, and not to cut it while he's alive. So you could take that cell that's going to implant. Because what is required that you take from the animal is why he's alive, not dead. Because Imam Ahmad said in his book, the Prophet ﷺ came to Al Medina and people are take the camel and the tail of the lamb. So the Prophet ﷺ said, whatever is cut from the animal, it is dead, so you cannot eat it. And it is very clear that it's forbidden to eat dead. And don't use the filthy animals like blood and others. So you cannot eat it. Allah said, it is forbidden on you the dead meat and the blood. Also, the third one, there should not be any health harm now or later. And of course, it has to go with the safety requirements according to the highest standards in the food business. And in Egypt, they have a fatwa in this matter. Allahu alam. The second question. My mother, she paid money for an apartment over 30 years. And my dad died. This money my mother took, it's her money since she paid most than anybody. So when she gave him the money, she didn't put any condition that it is loan or anything like that. She gave it to him as love. So that's an inheritance. Well, obviously, she's given to him as helping him, and so it's not a loan because he has received it and he used it in fixing the house. And the mother is among the inheritance. Now, if you want to make her feel good and honor her, and you gave your rights in the inheritance in that part as a gift completely for her when the inheritance is divided, it will be great and it will be a great reward. And I hope that you will find this given up as a light in the hereafter between your hands and behind you. Because whomever leaves something for Allah, Allah will compensate him or give him something, replace him something better. One of the sisters, a teacher in an Islamic school, on Sunday, she bought a Christmas tree so people can decorate it since Ramadan is there. So can you give us a fatwa? Well, the Christmas tree is one of the symbols of the Christians and their celebration. So you cannot use anything that of their own character, of their worship, nothing of their idols. Because the Prophet ﷺ said, whomever tries to look like people, he is among them. And we have to tell our youth that it is forbidden to be like them in the things that they are, that their specialty, that's indicated as their symbol. So our youth will be raised to honor this our religion. And Allah said, "Oh, who you believe, protect yourself from hellfire that has angels that are very tough and rough. They do not disobey Allah what He ordered them, and they are told what they are. They do what they are ordered. And the youth will be raised on what their parents has raised them." Now, there's other Islamic symbols that they could put beside the Christmas tree, whatever that is. That could have been different. Decorating the Muslim with some symbols, that's a different thing. And that should not be touched nor to be used. Another question: I have a friend that lives far away from me, and they have their own school. She want to get her daughter with my daughter's school. So she asked if she could use my address when she apply for her daughter, and that's require me to put something that proves that she lives here. It's not a good environment where her daughter is or whether she lives, and we all know in the United States the problems of the public school. The school of my daughter, there's more Muslims and it's much better equipped. So if I agree to do that paper, would I be violating an Islamic law? First of all, you have to look this matter into a law or the educators, because you don't want to violate any law of that country. And this way you could be enjoying what is good and forbid what is evil. And if the school system in where she is very bad, then you have to do what is do, but within the law. Either way, if there's a need, I hope that's an exception. وصلوا من عندي وصلوا. The second question, I agreed with my brother to sell my house to him, and he gave me part of the money. And 6 years passed, and he died. And now his son wants to complete the payment on the house and write it in his name without his sisters, claiming that he is the one who paid the original money. And I made the condition to my brother, and this is a sale for him, not to his son. So, so if I did not give him the money, the house, what will happen? The the sale is done, and so the sale is done. Now you need to verify and start to do justice as much as you can. And maybe some elders in the family need to get involved in here to bring what is good and to settle this dispute between the two parties. What is the rule about if the doctor takes a percentage whenever or commission because he refer people to for X-rays or MRI or something of that sort, and that it is required to do that. If the doctor didn't do this so he could get that commission, the patient really needs it. He needs that test. He's not like doing it so he could be looking forward for that commission. Then there is nothing problem with that. The commission is allowed as long as it is something permissible. But be careful. It's very close to call for corruption into this or to conflict of interest. So be careful because too close a gray area. I work 7 days a week, and in my first, I'm an engineer, and I have hard work. My dad wanted to leave this work on Friday so he could teach me Arabic and English from A to B, and this Quran and writing and all of this. And when I now I'm 25 years, and he rejected my idea, and he told me that I'm in the hellfire, and he's very angry on me, and Allah will not be happy with me. My dad is really very sick. Is his talk going to happen to me? If I only use the recitation of the Quran, my dad, he is not stable psychologically. You have to try to get people who could interfere in here between you and your dad to bring the dispute between you and him. Because to reject the parents, it is very great thing. And try to bring the goodness between you. May Allah inshallah ease your hardship. Man, he is diagnosed with some kind of psychological problem where he gets stressed and he get he get fear, split personality, and he's improving slowly, but he's always afraid that he will be have separated from his personal person. The Sheikh start making dua for him. Those who have those whispering, they don't look into these issues. Their divorce is not even accepted unless he intended, knowing and accepting it. So take yourself from this whispering. The shaitan, he's trying to ruin your life. So do not give him your soul. Do not sell him your soul. Two happy couple, they get married 2 years ago. They don't have kids yet, and they tried different procedures. There was some uh, medical restrictions that will not allow the pregnancy. And the doctor, they did the injection of the sperm in the womb twice. Antipuval, which is to take the sperms and try to inject it in uh, the womb and the mother. So what is the rule on this? What it works, my daughter, it is okay for the artificial semen as long as the egg from the wife and the sperm from the husband and the womb is the wife, and to make sure there's no mixing of uh, there's 5 ways that is forbidden, completely forbidden, because there is a mix in the fatherhood. The first one, to do the semen from the husband and a different woman put her egg. And since it's the most common, then the fertilization has to be to do this infertilization, and it will be done outside the. Fourth one, that it will be external uh, fertilization, and it is two foreign sperm and the egg, and the womb is for a woman. No, this is something that is agreed to all school of thought, because the womb, the sperm or the eggs is not within this relationship. It will be done outside in the tubule, and then it will be implanted again to the womb of the mother. That's fine. So we have to stress the importance of taking all precautions for no mixing. So we take from the husband and the egg from the wife. It will be fertilization outside, and then it will be implanted again in the womb of the mother or the wife. The questionnaire is asking, someone is sick. He entered from the clinic. In his way out, took few stuff where he, without permission, he just took some bandages and some stuff of that sort. So that, what is the rule of that? If it's not permissible, what does he do? That was happened a long time ago. Well, he should not do that. And you're in need of that medicine, and there's no other ways, and then it is okay. But he should not do that. But it is a public area, and you need that medicine. Not to go back to the what is forbidden. A long question in English. It's me summary that the lady is asking. I have agreed with my husband with that we go overseas in order for our kids to learn Arabic. So she went through a lot of troubles to make it happen. He gave me his word, and right before you you everything good. And then an hour later I said no. So I told him I told you several times and more than one stand. He said I changed my mind and he followed me. So what is the solution? First, the husband should not keep up with his word, and they have to order what is good between them. And the woman should be accepting with her husband. And the man is the decision maker in the house, and he knows what is much better for it. So we remind the husband. So if the matter requires that they go to arbitration, that's fine. Because Allah said, if you are thinking they're going to have a problem, if they need any goodness, Allah will bring what is good for them. This is better than to say, what is the rule of some areas that they sell certain cards? There's like different percentage, and some they give you money, not and and you can find them in hospitals and so on. The answer: this is one of the things that are disputed. It is forbidden because there is so much challenge or risk, and the Islamic International Commission they said not to use these kind of cards. After looking at the laws, that should not be allowed because of the high risk value, and no one knows what's going to happen. So if the seller is he going to be sent if he just sold to the owner of the. He give the whatever, and every soul is responsible for what it gained. So this finance, since there's no need, or you try to avoid. May Allah guide us the right path. I have a friend. He opened a media, and he's looking for a writer of advertisement. Some they teach at the school, and they have different products. Would I be sent if I worked with them? I have nothing to do with the videos, just one item to speak. Or there's this video has a music. This is something that is widely ranged in the followers of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So if it has nothing to do with the music, then it is okay, inshallah. And there's nothing forbidden. There is a decision for Sharia in all the things that are forbidden because it is from the things that are forbidden. And this meaning is stressed when it is enticing the desire of the human being. The exception, الدف, and you have to prepare for defense from the educational part. And to separate between listen and listening. And when these music is intended by itself, and you don't pay attention to it. A question is the drink from one pot, is it sunnah or is that just recommended? This is like on the things, no problem with two or more if they eat from one plate or drink from one cup. If there's disease and you're afraid of uh, it was in the book that the Prophet ﷺ said, if you are, Ibn Uthaymeen said, if two drink from one cup is okay, and to stay with it is hard. If you will do, then it will be a burden, and you will not have an immune system. And don't overburden yourself. The next question, the one that is repeated before, to put the money in the future is for your kids, for their future. It's, the government will give you some kind of grant for each kid so they could get to a certain age. Anyway, we have answered that before, and we repeat again the answer to that the accounts that are temporary, the one that comes from the government, and there's a need to use that to finance the future of your kid, it is okay. But take any extra stuff that comes into these accounts. And there is decision for Sharia It is on amja on online.org. So you look, take your question to them. And with this, we come to the conclusion. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك.